would like to call this meeting to order. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the public is encouraged to wear face masks and social distancing measures have been put in place. Seating is limited. Reminder before the meeting begins. We ask that you silence your cell phones. We will be led in our invocation tonight by Councilmember Yamika Robinson and Pledge of Allegiance by Councilmember Nicole Singletary. May we stand.
Let us pray. Father God, thank you for allowing us to be here tonight. Father God, we ask you to help us as we make the decisions for our communities and city. We need you, Lord, today, tomorrow, and forever. We can't do any of this without you. Father God, we ask you to keep all the bereaved families, especially our mayor and his family since the loss of his father. And all of these things we ask of you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, would you please poll the council members?
Present.
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 Good. I now ask for a motion to adopt the agenda as printed.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any questions or at this time? Okay. If not, all those in favor by ayes?
Aye.
We need a motion to approve the minutes of July 12, 2022, Mayor and City Council meetings.
Move to approve.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Questions or discussion? If none, all those in favor by show of hands. Next, we will have presentations. Waived Development Group, Affordable Housing, along with Ms. Epps, Mile Realty Incorporated. Karen Epps is a broker in finance of America, preferred lender for Epps, Miles Eating and Reality Incorporated. Mark Vansel is the loan officer.
Mayor and Council, this evening, we've been talking about our affordable housing. We also have a resolution on the agenda tonight to address the change of addresses. But we have with us Waived Development Group, who wishes to give a presentation to you in regards to the housing that they're proposing to build here in Lake City. It is within the guidelines that we set forth in our request for proposal. We did receive one other bid, but it was completely out of the realm of what we were looking for. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Waived Development. We'll let them introduce themselves and do their presentation. Gentlemen.
How are you tonight?
Good.
Fine, how are you?
So I am Troy. I am the president of Waived Development Group. Mark is our operations officer. Before I get started, I'll let Mark do a quick 2 or 3 minute tutorial on his experience in construction. Mark enjoys communicating, so he's going to love chatting for just a moment. And I'll let Mark stand. This is Mark Van Hall.
Troy recruited me into this project and some other things because he knew my passion for helping affordable housing. And the father of 5 of my own children, only one of whom has successfully navigated the waters of home ownership, watching what they're paying in rent and all those sort of things. It's really a personal project, passion project of mine to help people move in that direction. So that's my interest in this. My background started out in multifamily housing, predominantly in the low-income sector. I've seen a lot, experienced a lot, and I have a passion for helping folks graduate through the process and enjoy life the way that I've been able to enjoy life. So,
That's perfect.
I'll hear your jokes.
No, Mark, no jokes. In your hands, you should have a red folder, and if you don't have a red folder,
They have a red folder.
perfect. The before I go any further into the discussion, I just want to make sure that you do have everything, and if you had a question, you can ask it while I'm up here. Beautiful. So, also, he's handed out a much larger packet, I believe, on the, so they can kind of glance at that. We've been building homes from so many years now. We have the ability to not just build homes, but to build commercial buildings as well. So that, as Mark has indicated to you, that's our passion, that's what we do. This is just a niche. Mark and I had chatted a while back, and we wanted to be able to give back. And this is an opportunity for us to give back, because affordable housing, as he indicated, is something that everyone should have an opportunity to have a part of the American dream. All right? That concludes what I have. You guys have everything in your possession at the present moment. If you have a question before I sit down, feel free to ask that question.
Mayor and Council, we also have with us Karen Epps, who will also be marketing the houses that we're going to build for the community here in Lake City. So if any questions, concerns, or any statements you wish to make, they're here right now, the principal people that will be helping us put this program together.
Thank you so much.
Can I ask, how long would it actually take? Do we know probably the timeline that it would actually take for us to, for these homes to be built?
So that's a very good question. A lot of that has to do more so with the city than it has to do with us. Because now you're, they indicated, you're doing your addresses on the address changes. So once you have accomplished that, then we'll sit down and actually send you proposed contracts on each one of these to make it easy for you. And then at that point, you have to tell me when you're ready. So typically, it takes us about 90 days to turn this house around, typically. And that's not including rain days or delays, because right now, COVID has created a monster in the supply chain. Typically, this house will take 90 days to be turnkey and someone actually in it. Having said that, windows are behind 12 weeks right now. Doors are roughly behind 16 weeks. And lumber in general, depending on what the demand is for that particular piece of lumber, whether it's a 2x8, 2x4, whether it's a piece of plywood, that's running roughly about 4 weeks behind. So our goal at this point, to answer your question in a concise way, is to still work on a 90-day plan. However, we would discuss that with Mr. Hall to kind of make sure we're all on the same page going forward. If that makes sense.
Yes, thank you.
I will say that one of the points that was brought to my attention when I asked how we could keep it in the price range, they ordered this in bulk. So when we say we want 5 houses built, they're going to order the supplies all in bulk for 5 houses. That's why we made the decision that we're going to have 3 houses built in a row and the other 2 right down the street. So they're within the same area. And plus, it'll get a better impact for the community.
Okay.
Have we identified?
Yeah, there will be addressed tonight in a resolution to
Right,
change
I know.
the addresses,
Okay.
to rescind the original addresses and to add the 3. I think 3 of them are right down the street from where you live, Councilmember Crosby.
Yeah, I heard you were down there yesterday.
Okay, my question is, you talk about affordable houses. Most of the people that I'm sure that would be applying for homes may have never owned one before, or their credit is so bad they can't, to be financed and that kind of thing. That's where the realtor come in at.
We
People
have,
getting affordable homes.
I think, is Mark here? Mark, if you'll stand up and address that, because as opposed to a 620 credit score, their credit score you're helping them to achieve.
580 is the lowest you can go to. That's the program right now with FHA. USDA is 100% financing. It is on starting 620. The FHA, with your grant programs, they still can go in there very little out of pocket for with a 580 score. Depending on what's on the credit. And we need to see what's on it actually, but that's what we started.
And you will help them to get to 580 if it's achievable.
Okay. Okay. Now, you said earlier that Karen is going to be marketing,
She's the one that's
more or
gonna
less
be
the
that
realtor.
yes.
Okay, yeah.
So they have one place, I mean, they can use any realtor they want to, but she's the one that we're gonna keep up with and keep up with the sales of these for us.
But, go ahead, I'm sorry.
You did say it's 100% financing?
USDA is 620 and above, you can do 100% financing. FHA, they have to go down route because they have a 580 score. They're going to require a 300
But we're now trying to keep this at 90, 92. We're in that range that we want to call affordable. We're not going to be anywhere near 100,000. It's going to be below 95. With what they have and what we're going to invest in, because our crews are going to hook the water and the sewer up, so that's going to alleviate that cost there, and we'll tie into our lines and put our meters in.
Sounds good.
Any other questions?
Thank you so very much, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, Ron, do you have anything you wish to add?
I'm just glad to be a part of this, and this is something that we really need.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I would
you
say
do
this is
benefit
probably going to
big
be the
time from it.
beginning, because once these 5 are done, we're already looking at 5 more addresses. And as we do that, we make sure that we don't have to jump through hoops to get it, a property is pretty much ready to go. And as you say, when you start seeing the stakes up, we've already went and had them surveyed, and we've already done our back work and our due diligence.
Thank you so,
Thank you so much.
thank you so much.
Next, we have our public comment period. Notes on the comment period. Comments are limited to 2 minutes per person. Comments are limited to 2 minutes per person. No personal or verbal attacks will be entertained. The council is interested in hearing your concerns. The speakers should not expect council action or deliberation on subject matters brought up during the public comment period. Topics requiring further investigation will be referred to the city administration and be scheduled for a future agenda. Please make sure to sign in and leave your name and address for the record with the city clerk to council.
Matty Thomas, 610 Davis Street, date 610, I mean, 100 Latimer Street, South Carolina. Welcome, how you doing? Okay, I'm so used to everybody knowing me, and they start right before I get up. Really need to ask you for excuse that I'm coming. Okay, Mayor, my condolences to you for the loss of your family member. I've been there, I know what it is, and my thoughts and prayers with you and your family.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
This is for a few weeks ago, that's why I'm on the regular. We got the notices in the mail about the water bill. Thank you so much. But still have some questions. If you look on the bill, it says service from 16 to 7/5. Okay. So we've been from June to July. Now, what is the new effect on this? What month did the effect and what month did we see the bill? Because we're 2 months behind in the bill. Oh, I know. Okay. So we getting, this is all this bill. And it says service from June to July. We was getting there. So it can be kind of confusing what y'all send out, well, the date y'all gonna start. It's gonna be the service time when you actually pay for the water we use. That's when they're gonna start. It's just gonna start in a certain month. So that be at least is a little bit confusing for me. And I would like some clarification on that. I know you don't say you don't answer. I'm quite sure you're going to call me about that as well. Okay? And I noticed you didn't put sanitation on here. Was it increase in sanitation and all the pickup? It was $19. Has there been an increase? You didn't even send out all the information. You don't say something out there, people start assuming. You know, you don't see it. Put everything on here. It's very clear what you did. But you omitted the sanitation part. Okay? What is affordable housing and what's starting right now? Will there be anything such as bankers or other people meeting with these people when they start applying for home ownership? Because there's a lot that go into home ownership. Anybody that go in a house knows, and the buck start with you. If you go from apartment living, you don't call no super. You the super. You the one take care of grass, everything else. So I know from my personal experience, when I first bought my condo, we had to go to a series of classes. They gave us classes. We met with bankers. We met with anything that was connected with that house to let us know, especially first time buyers, this is what it is. So I'm wondering if anybody go up to any classes to anybody, so they can actually affordable housing. Well, if you say it's affordable, it's affordable. But I would like to know the average wage earner in Lake City, and is this affordable to the average wage earner in Lake City? You know, I know we need housing. That I understand. I know that better than anybody around. We one hurricane away from a disaster. But what is the average wage earner, and can they afford these affordable homes? Thank you. And welcome, my neighbor from New Jersey.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Yeah, do not say your address because you're being broadcast.
My name is LaRue Alford. My concern tonight is ordinance 2022-011 and 012. It's about the annexing in of the mobile home park. And my concern is, my question is, and like I said, I'll probably get answered later, is, back here, I know we had an ordinance passed a while back about mobile homes in the city limits. And now I see that we got on here to annex mobile homes into the city limits. I'm a little confused because I can't see how the city is gaining in this project, because when they were in the county, we were getting out-of-city fees from water, sewer, and all this type of stuff. Then we're gonna bring them into the city, and we're gonna lose that revenue. We're gonna lose some property taxes from them being in the county. The police department is saying they can handle that, but we've had recent incidents in the city, and no disrespect to the chief, now, no disrespect, but we've had incidents in the city where we haven't had enough police manpower to handle what's going on in the city. So now, you're talking about bringing in 100, 150 mobile homes, with no telling how many citizens you're bringing in. But then you're bringing all these people in a particular election district, there's gonna be another issue. They have to clear the justice department, or what are we gonna do with these people who's coming in? I don't know who district, whether that's Councilman Crosby or Councilman Sanitary District. But how are we gonna clarify that with the justice department, all these people in one district? Has this been thoroughly looked at and thought about in the city to see what kind of impact it's gonna have? And this gentleman who's bringing it in the mobile home park, has he been notified that he's gonna have to pay a business license? Because this is a business and he's bringing it into the city that he's gonna have to pay on. So I'm just wondering whether this mayor and council has considered all these factors before they make the second reading tonight. And it's something they need to go back and think about and table until they get some answers. So I'm just bringing this to y'all's attention, that I don't see where the city is winning on this. Actually, we losing. Because this police department cannot handle that. The county couldn't handle it. So what makes them think that this little police department we have can handle it? I know the chief said we can, but I, as a citizen, and a former mayor, don't think that we can handle that area just like that. And again, what are we gonna do about that district when it comes to election time? How are we gonna handle that? Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay.
Let me tape that one.
Not legislative.
Mayor and council, good evening. I come for you, for your consideration, ordinance number 2022.010, second and final reading, and ordinance supplementing chapter 16 of the City of Lake City Code of Ordinance and the alarm systems and all matters related thereto. This is addressing false alarms in the City of Lake City and the fire department having to go and address those as they happen.
Okay, floor is now open for a motion to approve ordinance 2022.010 for second and final reading.
Make a motion to approve ordinance 2022.010 for second and final reading.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Questions or discussion? If none, all those in favor by show of hands. Opposers have the same. Next item.
Mayor and council, for your consideration, ordinance number 2022.011, second and final reading. An ordinance for the city of Lake City, South Carolina, further expanding city limits to annex Pineville Mobile Home Park LLC and all matters related thereto.
Okay, the floor is now open for a motion to approve ordinance 2022.011 for second and final reading.
I make a motion that we table this ordinance.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? If none, all those in favor?
Are we in favor of the table or we?
Table.
Table.
Okay.
Next council meeting.
Mayor and council, for your consideration, ordinance number 2022.012, the rezoning of Mobile Home Park, Pineville Mobile Home Park LLC from R1 to R3 and all matters related thereto.
Charlie, we need to table that as well, don't we?
Yeah. Make a motion to table it. I make a motion to table it.
Here, second. Properly moved in second. All those in favor by a show of hands. Next item.
Mayor and council, for your consideration, ordinance number 2022.013, first reading, an ordinance for the city of Lake City and the town of Pamplico mutual aid agreement and all matters related thereto.
Floor is now open for a motion to approve ordinance 2022.013, an ordinance for the city of Lake City and the town of Pamplico mutual aid agreement and other matters thereof.
Make a motion to approve 2022.013, first reading.
Second.
All those in favor?
Mayor and council, for your consideration, resolution number 2022.050, final reading, to accept $50,000 from anonymous business donors. Funds will arrive in $10,000 increments during the year. The donation is to sponsor the youth intervention programs and all matters related thereto.
Floor is now open to approve resolution 2022.050 for final reading.
Move to approve resolution 2022-050.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor by a show of hands? Okay, discussion.
Discussion. My question is, will records be kept of this money?
All
What
the,
it is spent on?
all these funds are deposited into the city account and go through the audit process, checks account balance every month. All the expenses will be going through a fund that's been set up for the youth intervention program.
And it will be available to look at.
Right, and it goes through our audit process.
So how often does the $10,000 come in? It's
There is
increment-
at their discretion, it's throughout the year. Until they committed 50,000, we have the first 10,000, and it's when they decide to come back, it's been every 2 months is what we're hoping that they'll be coming in.
Who's the anonymous donor?
We can't say.
All right, next item.
You got to vote. Councilmember Cook, if you could turn your mic on.
I have 3 times.
There you go. You got a green light. You're on
It's
now.
not stated.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing.
You got to vote, Mayor.
Yeah. All those in favor? Next item.
Mayor and council, for your consideration, resolution 2022.051 for final reading. The acceptance of the bid for Waived construction for the affordable housing project and all matters related thereto.
Floor is now open for a motion to approve resolution 2022.051 for final reading.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2022.051 for final reading.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Ready for questions? No questions? All those in favor by show of hands? Next item.
Mayor and council, for your consideration, I have resolution 2022.052. The city of Lake City supports the Lake City Youth Council program's mission to strengthen the engagement, education, community service, and leadership of our young people in the Lake City and all matters related thereto.
Okay, the floor is now open for a motion to approve resolution 2022.052 for final reading.
Move to approve?
Second.
It's properly moved in second. Any questions or discussion?
Discussion on financial obligation that you wish to assign to this project.
Okay.
It states it's open for discussion, and I think we need to clarify that and make sure we're on the same page on what we're really willing to put forth from the budget into this. And I'll make sure that we can move it to whatever y'all agree.
All right. Go ahead, Richard.
Can the funds,
They keep going off.
All right, we'll get it fixed. It's probably the batteries are going dead.
He's
Can he borrow yours, Councilman? Thank you.
I'll break it too. Can we use the funds of the $50,000?
That's an earmark for the Youth Intervention Program, and this is the Lake City Youth Council Program, so it's on two different sides of the spectrum. Our donor said Youth Intervention Program. They didn't say Youth Council. So, I mean, you can reach out to them, but that's their criteria in donating the money. We're following their specific wording.
Have we received any kind of budget on this?
No.
Do you think we need to look at something first?
I think we need to come up with something that we have a guideline that we can work by. So we represent the youth, and we have an obligation to them, and we commit to that obligation, like we do with the Boys and Girls Club.
So this is a separate organization that we're talking about.
Correct.
Right now.
We have the
Which
Boys
will
and
have
Girls
its own
Club, and
criteria.
we commit to them every year. We would then, at this point, if we commit to this, we would then put that on the budget, and I would make sure the funds were there to cover this organization, the
So-
Youth Council Program.
Okay, so can one program cross over into the other? What student? Cross from one program to intervention
We
program?
can't
or
keep
the-
a student from going from one program to
Okay.
the other. They're on
Right.
the Boys and Girls Club. They could be involved in Girl Scout, Boy Scouts, and also
Good.
involved in the Youth Council Program.
Good.
They could be just like, in going to high school.
Right. The youth council, this is something that I started implementing because I actually brought it to council back in, I think, November. And like I was explaining to William, that this is not just, me, this is the Lake City Youth Council, that I'm just implementing it. So we just want to come up with a number or amount that we can actually allocate to this youth council to get it off the ground and going.
Well, do y'all have any idea what you're looking for?
Goals and objectives.
I guess that's what we want to find out tonight.
Right. All right, or we can approve the project pending, we come back with some numbers to you next month.
Now let them bring us some numbers so you get an
Right,
idea of what you
right.
need to appropriate.
So why don't we
That'd be
just-
fine.
Just
Okay.
table it and
That'd be
then,
fine.
you want
So
to
you
table
want
it?
to table this till
But
next month, till we get some numbers?
Yeah. Let's just make a motion to table it until we get the numbers.
That's up to y'all.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay, second.
We can't go ahead and approve the
Organization.
Yeah.
organization.
I have no problem with that.
And then
And then get the number.
the monies, let them come back.
There you go.
Right.
That's your call.
Because we already have people that has already committed to this council, students and others.
What are
And
the-
I'm hoping that we have some council members to back up as well.
Okay, what are the ages?
The ages is, grade level is 10th to 12th grade,
Okay.
10th to 12th grade.
And some of you may have met it on one of the municipal association meetings we went to, where we went to the town where they actually did it, and we toured the stores and how they felt about it, and the police department and some other places there in the town. So it's a work, I mean, it's a great job that they do with that. And they take the children on different trips. They actually spent a weekend in Lake City and slept in the hotel and everything. So they were here for like a 3-day weekend.
I think that was at the city of Inman
Inman, yeah.
the city of Inman, where Mayor Huff is. But we also, this youth council actually will be set up at the, Florence School District 3 Back to School event, which will be this Saturday. So we're gonna be out there set up in a table, hopefully to recruit more.
What time, Saturday?
I think it's from 9 to 12 at the high school gym.
Where we at now?
Oh, I got you this time.
The money thing, I
Right.
mean, I think we can come back with that.
Yes.
Okay.
Approve the organization, and that we can put it on the website, the city has
Okay.
sponsorship in it, and then we'll get with,
Yes.
I'll contribute some expertise in developing you a budget.
Thank you.
They're not tabled, that's up
Right.
to them.
We just, okay, we just move to approve it.
There you go. Mayor?
Okay, all those in favor, by a show of hands?
Did somebody second?
Nobody second?
Yeah,
Who was the first? Who's the second? You're voting to approve just the organization, and we will come back next month with a budget.
Yes.
Then he's voting.
okay.
So we all voted yes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Thank you.
All right, Mayor and Council, for your consideration, and this is what we talked about, this goes along with affordable housing, Resolution 2022.053, final reading, the City of Lake City owns property throughout the corporate limits in various neighborhoods. Resolution 2022-052 provides new location addresses for affordable housing and all matters related thereto. The new addresses that we are bringing to you are 421 Carver Street, 423 Carver Street, 380 Moore Street. That's one whole strip, 3 lots.
Give those addresses again, please.
421 Carver Street, 423 Carver Street, 380 Moore Street. Those are 3 lots in a row. And then the other 2 is right down Moore Street at 582 Moore Street and 588 Moore Street. That is in front of each other. That's where the liquor store was going years ago, and we ended up buying that property. So now we're going to turn it into 2 houses.
In front of Rodneythus.
I've heard that name, yes, you're
Yeah,
correct.
with
Isn't that
Tootsie's old
the name
place.
You called Tootsie?
Yeah.
You're correct.
It
So
was a-
those are now the 5 new affordable housing locations. So it's up to Mayor and Council to approve Resolution 2022.053.
Move to approve.
Floor is now open.
Got 1 second.
Who gave the second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor, show of
Questions?
hands?
President.
Any questions? If none, all those in favor, show of hands?
All right, thank you.
Next item.
All right, Mayor and Council, for your consideration, a representing of Resolution 2022.041 for final reading. The acceptance of the recommendation from the bid committee to award AECom Technical Service Incorporated general engineering services for a 5-year contract and all matters related thereto. We narrowed this down to a 5-year from a 7-year. So now it's on, and it's been tabled for 3 months, and now we're back with it again.
All right. I'd like to propose a motion to amend. Is that the right time to amend?
Yeah.
Yep. You want to bring it up to Mayor and Council and let them approve the amendment, correct?
Motion to amend to 1 year from 5 years, and then vote to approve.
Second.
Properly moved in second.
Vote on the amendment.
First.
To change from 5
Yeah.
years to 1-year contract.
Okay, go ahead, ask us. Can you read? Can you read? Read it.
You mean read the?
No,
Yeah.
he's saying,
Just read.
or
The
read-
acceptance
read-
of
you
the
want to read what
recommend-
will be amended?
Yeah.
Oh, I got you, I'm sorry. The acceptance of the recommendation from the bid committee to award AECom Technical Services Incorporated general engineering services for 1 year and all other matters thereof.
So basically, he's making an amendment to the initial resolution, changing the recommendation of the bid committee from 5 years to 1 year.
Second.
I got, okay, go ahead.
Questions or
I
discussion?
got a question then.
Go ahead, Richard.
Okay, why 1 year?
Make sure we have time to not miss out on the skip funding. That's, our deadline's in September, I believe September 12th, so I definitely do not want to mess up their operations and ensure that they can move that forward so we can potentially get the $10 million in grant funding. So give them a time frame for them to do that.
That's a good move.
Will that be extended any further out?
Oh, we can always extend it next year.
I'm talking about, the budget, the money, will that be extended out so you don't have to do it so quick, or is it?
You mean more than 1 year?
No, if based on his request at amending this to 1 year, then before this year's up, we either have to bring it back to the table or we need to rebid it out again,
So it would be a year from today's date.
or whatever we sign it, because this has
Okay.
been since,
It'll probably be from July.
it would be from today's date when y'all approve it, because it's been tabled 3 times.
Okay.
Yes, right? June, July, August?
Yeah. So should we do it for a fiscal year? Does that help us at all when we do contracts? Like,
Well, if that's the case, we've already started the fiscal year and we're already in
I
the.
meant like the end of, I don't know much about how.
We usually do our contracts based on the day we sign them.
Okay, so it wouldn't mess you up.
And
having
when we had
outside.
originally said this, it would have been on a fiscal calendar year.
Okay.
So now we're off that by 45 days.
So this is viewing upcoming.
We could take it, I will say this, we could take it through the end of this year. We could take it for 18 months. I mean, that
End
gives,
of next year.
so, yeah, the middle of next year. That way, at the end of the year, then we can start the process of doing the bid out again. Because that's a long process,
Just
and
hold it
plus
to
the
a
books
year.
come in and they have to read them and go through them and judge them and code and grade everything again.
Well, that works for me. We could do it till the end of 2023.
Give me a date that you would like for us to end this contract on.
That's December 31st,
So-
2023.
Just real quick, a question. Would it be best to do maybe 2 years? Since the 1 year is just kind of, I'm just asking.
I mean, it
I
really
mean-
shouldn't matter too much. I mean, I'm gonna assume we're gonna be fairly busy for that time frame, regardless with skip funding, because that's gonna, $10 million a project is a good bit considering what else, I mean, I don't know what else we got going on. Do we have a lot more going on?
We have 2 potential prospects of investment in the community, one being 2.6, one being 5 million. The potential is 75 new jobs, and this engineering firm would help bring those jobs to the community. Matter of fact, part of that 10 million is included in that package to help facilitate new business.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, whenever you start it, the time frame doesn't end when they're working on it. So like, if they're starting that project now, like, they're gonna keep working on it for, let's say if it takes 3 years, so it doesn't.
We just don't do anything new with them
Yeah.
after December 31st, 2023.
Okay, so,
That's the date you chose.
so whatever project we start on with,
That'd be 16 or whatever.
Yeah,
it is
something
in
roughly.
the next year.
okay.
If we started a project November 2023, they get to finish it if it took till 2025.
Yeah.
But if they come and say, I want to do a project on January 1st, 2024, they can't do it.
because then we have to put a
Our
bid.
contract ends.
And we have to put another bid out.
By that time, we would be doing a bid process again.
Okay.
So it would then, one would stop and we would hope to carry on with the other. If not, we would be doing the same thing we're now here piecemealing down the road.
So right now, you're saying, wait, we will look at this, till December? To the end of
2023, December 31st.
2023,
2023.
not
Okay.
this, the rest of this year and
It's
all of
14
next year.
months.
Okay, gotcha.
So basically, we'll be halfway through another fiscal year.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
So it'd be from
Any other
August
questions?
to December, then January to December. August, September. It's gonna be 12, 13, well, 16 months.
Is in process.
One at a time.
They get to continue on those projects until they're through, as long as they had started the process before December 31st, 2023.
Okay.
We won't cut them off until they're through.
Richard, you had a comment?
Let's go with the 2 years. And the reason I'm saying that keeps it kind of, instead of having a 15-month,
So you would rather June 30th, 2024? That would be the end of our fiscal year, and it'd be the closest to
That'd be
24
2
months.
years.
I like that because it ends in the fiscal year, so.
yeah,
it works out
Fiscal
well.
year, yeah.
yeah.
December 31st.
So that gives us the rest of this year and all of next
next
fiscal
year.
year.
So that'd be 2.
Yeah, and plus they're already working on projects now, so really they haven't lost out on anything that we've been processing.
So we're going to go through June 30th, 2024.
Correct.
Okay.
Because we're at
No.
July 2022 now, so that gives you your 2 years.
Okay.
So we are going to say this contract is for 2 years ending June 30th, 2024. When we amend the amendment, let's also put ending June 30th, 2024, so we're specific on that. Is that
Now,
agreeable?
what does that go
Go
back
ahead,
to the
Charlie.
fiscal year? You okay with that?
Yeah, that's good.
That's the end of
It
our,
makes
one of
sense,
our
too.
fiscal years,
Yeah,
correct?
it makes
Charlie,
sense
you had a
too, that's why I
comment?
was asking about the fiscal, yeah, because I kind of figure we're doing the budget, so you don't want to overlap too much.
So now you have to vote on the amendment that Councilmember Askins has brought to you to accept it. Charlie, I'm sorry.
Councilman Askins, withdraw your amendment and then say the now contract will run from to June 30th, 2024, then y'all vote on that.
There, put it on the record.
So withdraw the previous amendment proposal, and then the new one will be the acceptance of the recommendation from the bid committee to award AECOM Technical Services Incorporated General Engineering Services for until June 30th, 2024,
Right. Second.
and all other matters thereof.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded by a few. And,
Vote.
Second.
so, all those in favor?
All right, that approves the amendment. Now,
The amendment.
we have on the floor Resolution 2022.041 for final reading. The acceptance, I'm just going to say, of AECOM Technical Service as General Engineering Service for 2 years, ending June 30th, 2024, and all matters related thereto. As amended.
So moved,
Floor is now open.
Second.
and I'm not gonna try to say it.
Been moved and properly seconded. All right, all those
Questions?
by show of hands?
Let me work the questions out.
Yeah. All right, Mayor, so we've got that one out the way. Mayor and Council, the financial report you have in front of you ending July 31st, 2022. Our revenues have not yet started flowing yet, so we have revenues for July 30th, 2022 of 53,270. We've had expenditures of 542,164. We overspent our revenues by $488,894. In the water department, we have revenues of $82,594. We have expenditures of $63,031, a surplus of $19,503. In the sewer department, we have revenues of $188,725. We have expenses of $111,185, and that's a surplus of $77,540. Mayor and Council, for your consideration, I present to you page 85 for your consideration and approval of bids 1 through 6 for the month of August.
Bills or bids? Bills. I'm looking for bids. Okay, the floor is now open for a motion to approve bills for August 9th, 2022, up until August 9th, 2022.
Make a motion to approve bills, items 1 through 6 for August 9th. Second.
Properly moved in second. Any questions or discussion?
I have a question, number 6. What building repairs was,
That's the utility service building. They had no air conditioning during the hottest part. So he was nice enough to get out there and get them back up and running. They actually went to Charlotte and picked up the part to get them back up and running.
All right, any other questions? None, all those in favor by show of hands?
Oh, and I will bring to your attention the Lee County Landfill. That sludge, it's not $35,000. It's $6,600.
How about waste, since you mentioned that, how about waste management
Waste management is your residential and commercial garbage
that we take up there?
that we take up there, which we, in the past, I've put on one of the updates, our bill to American Waste System was running around $2.5 million a year. Last year was under $1 million.
Good deal.
great job.
All right, Mayor and Council, we'll let Chief Joseph Cooper give you an update on the Police Department of Public Safety.
2 minutes or less.
Say again?
2 minutes or less.
2 minutes or less?
Take all the time you need to.
I will try.
Then we'll pack up and leave.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
For the stats for July 2022, total calls for service, 731. During that time, we've actually worked in conjunction with the law enforcement network for the 12th Circuit, to which we do traffic stops, checkpoints, dealing with alcohol violations, traffic violations, and vehicle collisions. We collect information for actually it runs all year, but we have different type campaigns throughout the whole year. I mean, some of you probably remember the Sober Slammer campaign and stuff, and make it click, the seatbelt. We do all of that through the whole year. Right now, we're focusing on traffic to assist with the law enforcement network, and that encompasses everybody in the 12th Circuit between Florence County, Florence City, Pamlico, Johnsonville, Scranton, and Coward, and also Francis Marion University. During that time, we're in between the traffic calls and checkpoints. We've had 69 service calls related to alarms for homes and businesses for the month of July. Domestic calls were at 36. I'm sorry. Those calls for alarms,
Yes, sir.
are we considering that under the ones we approved the motion on a while ago? Or is that just firearms?
That was it. You said that was just firearms?
Are you getting false alarms?
Yes, sir, we do. We respond to them.
I understand. You're gonna treat those kind of alarms different?
False alarms, that's what falls under our ordinance, they get 3 free.
Their false alarms, police department and the fire department false alarms are gonna be together.
They get 3 free, yes, sir. They're false alarms. It's public safety.
You explain that a little more, just so we all get a clear
They get
understanding.
3
Who does?
free false alarms.
Okay.
The 4th one is charged. And they get 4 through, I forgot what the ordinance states, 4 through 10, and then the 11th, the charge goes up higher. So they have to also show that they've got, make an effort to correct the system.
Okay, so that's more businesses than that is houses.
It's more businesses
Right.
than it is homes, but still, false alarms on our ordinance is a false alarm. Everybody gets 3 free.
Clarify.
And it's usually something small as to the fact of either someone didn't have a passcode or someone didn't put it in at the proper time, or they changed ownership, management, or maybe their employees changed and they're not coding it right. And but we still have to respond to them. And we, of course, we don't mind going to these calls, but after a while you have to take responsibility because sometimes we do have burglary alarm that we do respond to. And sometimes the key holder, which they call them, who actually comes out and give us the passcode or either enters the passcode through their system, they don't respond. And we have to sit and wait for somebody to respond. So if we respond to a call, let's say hypothetically 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, they don't open 8:30 or 9. We sit there and watch their business till they show up.
But it's also mirrored after our neighbors, Florence
Yeah.
and Timmonsville, Darlington, Parksville. We're all on pretty much the same program and enforce the same rules.
All right, sir. Thanks, Chief.
Yes, sir. So July, we also had 36 domestic calls. Disorderly, we had 24. Shooting incidents, there were 3 that were called, at least reported. Out of those 3, 2 of them were actually ended in an arrest. And the total count for reports generated for July was 127. Also during that month, the police department obtained 51 warrants, to which 39 were served. To make a correction to what was already posted on the website and also in the news, as far as the media, there was an arrest of 2 individuals at the Busy Corner for discharging a firearm. Actually, the charges were attempted murder and possession of a weapon due to the commission of a violent crime. That information that was captured and put out there was presented in a manner that was not consistent to what we did. This incident, if you read it, it appeared like it happened a couple of days ago. It didn't. This incident happened in July 25th to be exact. The incident calls we got were individuals had their vehicles struck while trying to leave the Busy Corner after hours after it closed, were there in the parking lot doing an argument or at least a misunderstanding. Someone presented a firearms, shot at one person, another individual fired back in retaliation or at least out of self-defense. The calls we got were more so someone struck my vehicle as they were leaving as a traffic incident. So that information that was put out there to the media, whoever presented it, was totally false. This incident happened in July, and we since then arrested both of them that were involved. We actually had to go back and look at the video because all the information that we received was pertaining to a traffic accident or at least private property accident. Once we saw the video and identified who they were, we charged both of them being subject and victim. So both of them had firearms, and we put charges on both. So both of them, we are investigating a third, maybe fourth party too. So everybody that was on the video that we can identify, they're going to jail.
They have a bond now?
No, sir. As of today, well, I looked right after lunch, they were still in there. At least those two. Personnel issue as of right now, we authorized 34 officers within the police department. We have 30 assigned. Out of that 30, 27 are certified. We have 3 that are not certified because they work in the capacity of evidence collection, victim services, and also communication with which is the admin. And we currently have 4 spots that are open right now, and they range from patrol and a school resource officer and then investigations. Now, during that time, actually last month of July, the 29th, we did have an individual graduate from the academy, Giles Williams, to which he's starting his field training phase, to which he'll be released hopefully within the next 2 weeks. He'll be on his own to be out here. He'll be patrolling the streets after he gets done with his training. He's on task right now. There's no issues with him, so he's going to be an asset to the city. He will be presented at council once he's done with his training. I don't see the need to present someone at council meeting prior to them being certified and they don't make it. That's just the harsh reality of it. The process in which the state has their certification standard is kind of rigorous. The backgrounds are even tougher now. And they're talking about going toward looking at credit. It's getting to that point. So a lot of agencies are hurt. So when we bring somebody in and we put them through this process, and usually when they get to, when they're done with the academy and they get through that portal, it's pretty much they're going to be here for a while.
Sure, y'all had 10 applicants, and out of those 10 applicants, 2 made it to the final cut.
Exactly. Only 2. Because they always had something in their background that we could look at or possibly say, well, it's not that bad. But the academy looks at it a little bit different. So we can get them all day, but if it doesn't meet the standard of what the state wants, and a lot of agencies will allow certain type individuals to be among their ranks as police officers. We have a hard standard here in Lake City. If you have a GED from an accredited high school or educational setting, we'll accept it. But there are certain ones that we do not accept. And a lot of these guys and ladies that are applying for these positions have this type GED to which they go online, and it's not monitored, it's not proxy, and we don't accept those. So a lot of them we have to turn away. So
How many police officers do you have on a shift? Let me change that. You running 2 shifts, right?
well, actually 4, 2 in the day and 2 at night. And they separate. Actually, they change around. Every 3 to 4 days they change shifts. But we also have investigators that are out, and we also have the lieutenant with a sergeant that's over training and stuff in the major of operations. So any given time we have the minimum 2 officers on the ship at a minimum as of right now. Now that's not counting who just graduated, and we have 2 in the academy that's going to be graduating within the next 30 days, and we have 2 more that we just hired a week or so ago. So we're looking at 4 more that we're bringing in.
Have we had any that left recently?
We did. We had a couple that left, approximately 3. One was separated because of the pay was not to their standard. They had some stuff going on in their life that the pay we could not afford. We could not give them what they needed in comparison to other agencies. And we run into that a lot. The pay is too low is the term they use. So when they move on to another agency, it's usually for $1 more. Sometimes it's 2, so it does happen. We had an individual that we actually separate from for performance or lack thereof as far as performance efforts. We were getting too many complaints internally, and they were not to the standard of which I'm trying to move the police department, and we wasn't going to have that. So after counseling, training, it was time to part ways. So, but most of the ones we had were pretty much based on pay.
Wait a minute, now how many officers are you budgeted for?
As of right now, we budgeted for 34.
And how many do we have total?
We have 30 right now. Actually, we have 27 that's certified that's on the shift. Sorry. We're not counting the ones that still have to go to the academy.
A town our size, what do they usually have on a shift?
Well, it varies. Depends on what type 12-hour shift that you run. Some towns do 8 hours, some do 12. So the majority of the ones that do 12 hours, they usually run 3 to 4 officers per shift. At one given time, we did have 4 officers per shift.
Headed that way?
We can if we keep this stride, Mr. Cook. It's hard. I can go out here right now and probably get 10 officers right now, but you'll hate me next moment, half of them go to jail or do something stupid.
I will say that we've had no complaints, had no lawsuits. We've had nobody inquire about doing a lawsuit since, March of 2021. The lawsuits that we're addressing now, am I wrong, Charlie Icon? Are the previous managements. And I think we may have 3 left to resolve. Other than that, we're not having people beat the door down with the lawyers want to sue us.
Well, I would love to see us get 3 or 4, especially at night,
Yes, sir.
because in the daytime, y'all got a bunch of people around that can respond.
And you have applicants in the wings that we haven't even addressed yet.
Exactly.
And some of them are, 1 or 2 of them are coming from the military.
Yes, we had one that called in from the military. He just got out and he wanted to come back to Lake City. He's originally from Lake City, so he wants to come back and be a police officer. We had one applicant who was here, did the process, passed the testing, the prerequisites and everything. He got like $1.02 pay raise at his old job. He was about to leave, and he changed his mind. You know, so it does happen. But like I said, there are some things that we can try to work on, and we can have the rank and file build up, no problem. But it comes with a cost. And I like the pace that we're moving. I really do, because we're getting good people in, you know, and sometimes we're going through a cycle right now that it hurts right now. We got growing pains right now, you know. So will it let up? I don't know. And you got to think during this time, to be honest with you and just be candid, during the time that we're actually trying to recruit people coming in, we had officers die in the line of duty. A lot of people don't understand law enforcement. It's a calling. It's not something you wake up one morning and say, I want to be the police. You got to be willing to give your life. So a lot of people in a certain generation, they don't do that. They don't think like that. So we take our time with it, because the last thing you want to do is place a handgun in someone's hand that don't respect it. But I think we're going to be okay. And
Chief,
then,
we certainly thank you for what you and your staff do.
Yes, sir.
It's dangerous out there.
A little bit. Yes, sir. And also, like I said, we have 2 of them that's in the academy now, and hopefully they'll be moving along within the next 30 days. And then we have the 2 new hires that has to go to the academy. So they have the pre-academy they have to go through, which we're happy, excited about that. We also had an officer who has been deputized as a deputy U.S. Marshal for the task force that we'll be adding to the police department. And with that individual being deputized as a U.S. Marshal, we have the ability to have at our disposal, especially in this region, at least 30 to 40 additional officers, because that task force means that you're assigned to this region, and you also have the support of deputy marshals throughout the East Coast. So a lot of things that we're trying to do in the future that we're heading down the road with, a lot of things we're going to address. It takes time to build, and I think it's going to get done. I'm just the type person that I would rather show you and present to you my work. I don't put a lot out there on what we do and what we plan on doing that could be detrimental or at least cause a problem. I'm the type of person, if I know I'm coming to your house at 12 at night, I'm not going to stand in front of the news and tell you I'll be there at 12. I'm coming, but you don't know when it's going to happen. But I can assure you everything that I'm doing, everything we're trying to do in the police department is building toward supporting. And we know we don't have the numbers as far as what everybody would like to see as far as policing. It's going to be impossible to have enough police officers to combat crime. We can't do that. But we do have the support to which we actually garnered help from King Street as far as mutual aid. We're working with Marion County. So we all of us, as far as law enforcement, we know what to do. We know to partner up. Because any given time we push the panic button, we can shut this whole city down. Crime is going to happen. We know that. But you got to be careful who you bring into your town. because there's things in protocol how you do it. Where I may know this person, you may know this person. If I said, come inside, for example, hypothetically, back in the whole area that we trying to annex in, if I say I want to shut down, they don't care who their people are. They don't really care. They're going to lock it down, and they're going to do exactly what I say. But I think coming in, bringing in individuals and let them know, because that property is going to try to help us out as far as resources that they have. You know, and it's going to be hard. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. It's going to be hard. You know, but we respond in tandem with the sheriff's office. We don't go in there 2 officers deep to that area. We go now and we stage and wait for the sheriff's office. So instead of 2, we have 4 officers that's in there. You know, and it's going to take a little while to do it. But we're definitely excited about that, especially with this Deputy U.S. Marshal that we have now. That's actually a police officer here. So we're very, very excited. And also we mentioned about the donation that was given, you know, anonymously through the Youth Intervention Program, which we're very happy about. I mean, $50,000 is great, just coming in the door and getting this thing started. And these individuals assured me that sometimes it's not the monetary thing, but anything they need as far as support, they'll be more than happy to help us out with it. So we look forward to that. And right now we're planning the inaugural Masquerade Ball and Fundraiser for the Youth Intervention Program. So we're going to have that on October 8th at the Rob, to which we're going to do a fundraiser and auction. And we have some individuals that's going to show up, at least gave their word that they're going to show up, and they're going to auction off some pieces, some people you may know, some people you may have seen around town, maybe some people you've seen on TV. But they're going to help us out because everybody loves the kids and everybody want to help the youth out. And our goal is not so much to raise money in millions and thousands of dollars. Our goal is to make sure that every child that's going to the program, that's going to attend the program, will have the proper cleats, the proper headgear, have the money for the jersey. They won't be that person that sticks out that says, I can't afford this. Then that's what we're doing it for. Everybody gets a chance. Everybody gets a fair shot, you know. And that's all the program is about. And that's all I have, man. I'm sorry, a little over 2 minutes. I think it was like 3 minutes.
Well, I can't arrest you.
Can't arrest me, that's right. I know, right? Thank you.
All right, Mayor and Council, that's all we have for you this evening. We now can go into executive session at your wish. Excuse me.
Executive session pursuant to the South Carolina Freedom of Information Act, Section 30-4-70A1, for the discussion of either personnel, employment, compensation, or appointments in receipt of legal advice relating to pending, threatened, or potential claims and matters covered by the attorney-client privilege, as well as the settlement of legal claims and other matters related thereto. Need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. All those in favor by a show of hands. Okay, we ask that everyone that's not on council.
During executive session, Marcia and Cooper will be joining us.
Okay. She didn't hear you.
Marsha Ann. Marsha Ann.
Okay.